If you listen to only one interview in your entire lifetime about this president, you might want to listen to this one. And here's why. The gentleman we are about to say hello to knew Barack Obama back in 1980. Why is that so significant? Because we know nothing about this man. We don't have health records. We don't have a birth certificate. We don't have college records. We have nothing. Who knew him? Where are his friends? Where are his acquaintances from back then, 30 years ago? Well, we have one man who himself was a Marxist back in 1980. He had just graduated from Occidental College and was attending grad school elsewhere. But his girlfriend attended classes with Barack Obama. And Christmas break 1980, they all got together. And joining us now is Dr. John C. Drew. He's a grant-writing consultant from Laguna Niguel, California. Hello, Doc. How are you, sir?
Oh, hi, Steve. I'm really honored to be on the air with you today.
Well, the honor's mine. First of all, I want people to know, I mean, do you have any axe to grind here? I mean, do you dislike Obama for any reason? I mean, is there any reason you're coming forward? I know you tried to come forward earlier, and we'll get to that. But you're saying that when you knew Barack Obama, he talked as a Marxist would speak, and he praised the Soviet Union, and he had problems with America. Tell me why you are speaking out about this.
Well, I'm one of those people that I agreed with the young Barack Obama. I was a Marxist myself in the fall of 1980. But over time, my opinion changed, especially as I worked on my doctoral dissertation and I looked at the relationship between child labor reform and the rise of welfare programs for children in the U.S. And I just realized that the Marxist model didn't make any sense based on my experience. So I moved over. I became a Republican in the mid-'80s, and, I've been an active Republican partisan, but I can explain the intellectual development that I went through.
We don't have time for that because most of the people are interested. No offense, Doc, but most of the people are interested in Obama and what he had to say. And if there's time, I'll definitely get to the process, or maybe we'll have you back another time. But let's talk about it. So it's it's Christmas time, 1980. Your then girlfriend attends classes at Occidental with Obama. You graduated from Occidental. You all get together around the Christmas time. You go out to dinner. You come back to the house. Obama drives up with his Pakistani roommate, a guy named Mohammed Hassan Chandu, and that's important because we're going to mention him later about his recollection of all this. But by the way, I should mention Ronald Kessler of Newsmax did a fine job in bringing all this to light. So what's it like? You're sitting around. There's young Barack Obama. By the way, he wasn't Barack Obama. Then what was he, Barry?
No. He told me to call him Barry at the time.
Okay, so there's Barry Obama. And tell me why you believe that that he was a Marxist back then.
Okay. Well, my most vivid memory is how insistent he was in arguing a Marxist-Leninist point of view. I was arguing a more moderate Marxist view that just said that even though a lot of Marx's ideas were correct, it was implausible that we would ever see a revolution led by the working class to overthrow the elites. And Obama did not buy that at all. He made a very principled, dedicated, impassioned argument that, in fact, a real revolution was coming, and that, in a sense, we should all get on board and prepare ourselves physically and emotionally for that revolution.
And he believed that the people would rise up, and it would be the workers who would overthrow those in charge and those with wealth. Now, did you sense that he, even back then, either believed or maybe he thought had reason to believe that he would be a part of this revolution?
Oh, that was assumed. We assumed that there was going to be this huge revolution, and after it was over, we would be the guys on top. We would be the guys making...
All right, but that's you guys collectively. But did you sense from him the narcissism that I see today? Was he speaking as one of the people, in your view, that was going to either pull it off, help pull it off, or emerge from it all?
I didn't think he saw himself as a leader of that effort. The way I look at it, I was kind of the young peace-loving Bill Ayers of Occidental College by the time I went back there. And I think he saw himself maybe more in a secondary role. He didn't strike me as that ambitious or that studious at the time.
Yeah, and so he wasn't ambitious at the time, but the revolution that he saw coming, this fit in with some other remarks he made about the United States, where you say that you believe that Obama perceived America as the enemy. In what sense?
He definitely saw America as the enemy. He believed that the ruling elite had rigged our economic system so that it caused people to be poor. And it was immoral and it was wrong. And the only way you could tip things back so that we all could enjoy a more prosperous lifestyle was to redistribute the wealth.
Well, so he used that term back then, or something of that nature?
Well, that was the gist of being a Marxist at the time. And the thing I remember most vividly is when I would contradict him and say that that wasn't in the cards. It didn't slow him down.
It didn't slow him down. We're talking to Dr. John C. Drew, who is a grant writing consultant now in Laguna Niguel, California, who knew Barack Obama, had occasion to sit down with him back in 1980 when Obama was at Occidental College. And John Drew, who was a Marxist at the time, believes that Obama was a Marxist. He also, in addition to by the way, before I get to the Soviet Union, did he believe that the problem, what you say he viewed America as the enemy for the reasons you stated, did he get racial in any sense? Was it because America treats its poor poorly, or its bottom class poorly? Was there a racial inference or racial specifics at all?
Well, that's the funny thing that I'm still trying to work out in my mind, because I have to say truthfully that I did not see in the young Barack Obama any hatred of white people. I didn't notice any racial animosity in what he was doing. My sense of him is that he was a pure Marxist socialist, and I didn't see him thinking in terms of race. And so I just think that's surprising, given what he wrote in Dreams of My Father. But it never once occurred to me that he had any animosity towards white people.
Right, because in Dreams of My Father, he did express that animosity.
Yeah, a profound,
yes.
Like he tells that story about the black guy that peels his own skin off.
Yeah,
But I just didn't. I saw no evidence of that in the young Barack
All right,
Obama.
Let me ask you about the comments regarding the Soviet Union. And we should point out this is all taking place. What was your exposure to Barack before we get to the Soviet? Was it that one night after dinner, or was this a couple of times within the Christmas vacation in 80, or what?
Well, it was the one night Christmas vacation, and then I saw him again at a party in June in Eagle Rock, California. What's crucial, I think, for me to get across, though, is that Barack Obama was part of a larger cultural system, and I had been one of the leaders. I actually established the Marxist Student Association at Oxy in 1976. I did a thesis on Marxist economics, and I was the founder of the anti-apartheid movement on campus. So for my girlfriend at the time to tell me that Barack Obama was one of us was highly significant.
Right. All right. Now,
and very unusual for a sophomore at Oxy.
On to the Soviet Union.
Okay.
While he considered the American elites and America as the enemy, you say that he had some kinder things to say about the Soviet Union.
Yeah, we all saw the Soviet Union as perhaps is a better model of where the United States would go. And you see the same thing in Alice Palmer's comments after she visited the Soviet Union and took part in one of their preliminary sessions. There was a sense that the Soviet Union was a more advanced society, and even though it had made mistakes under Stalin, there was still greater equality over there, and it was a better model for us than what we saw with our existing U.S. government.
So what did he say? What do you remember him saying about it?
I don't remember any particular words on that, Steve.
I thought. Well, you weren't quoted here, but you did in the article written by Ron Kessler. You said that, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but just comment on what he wrote. He said that you remember that he thought that perhaps the Soviet Union was misunderstood and was doing a better job for its people than most realize. Is that accurate?
I would say no, and I think it was more that was the general milieu of the moment.
Okay, so
I wouldn't want to be on record.
Okay. Well, you kind of are in the piece, so I'm glad you cleared that up.
Okay.
Now tell me.
I'd go to my grave saying that he was arguing Marxist-Leninism.
Oh no, I believe that. Now a couple of other things here. You talk about his friend Mohammed Hassan Chandu.
Yes.